Okay, everybody. Welcome to Grown Man Record Night. It's another Friday night. We appreciate you spending it here with us, live on the internet. I feel like my microphone's really low. Is my microphone really low?
Well, it's just
look at the level right
we
there.
could turn down the headphones just a hish.
Yeah, I don't know.
Headphones are off.
Yeah.
Still good music.
That's distracting.
I know. It's a little distracting. Especially those horns are just pounding you.
Pounding horns. I like pounding horns. Hey, we appreciate you joining us here on our live internet program called Grown Man Record Night, where Mikey Bananas and Steve Fever, along with cameramen, are going to talk to us about some record issues and business and whatnot. We're live on Ustream every Friday night at 8:30 p.m. That address is ustream.tv/channel/Machete Miller. That's where this live broadcast we stream.
Yeah, don't forget channel.
That's right. Yeah, the channel kind of screws you up. I want to just say it's.
I did forget that earlier.
Yeah, it'll mess
Happens
it up.
all the time. You forgot plugging it last time.
Yeah, but
And people were sent to Russia.
Ruskies, all the Olympics.
Where they decided let's just play games.
Go USA tonight. We're cheering. I don't know. I mean, good luck to all the athletes. I just hope everybody's safe.
I hope they get a private bathroom eventually.
I feel for that over there, man. Some of that shit was gnarly.
Hey, what do you expect?
They're amateurs.
It's a country run by the mafia.
They're amateurs. Okay, all these talk show segments that we do here on Friday nights will end up on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Machete Miller. We have gotten a shit ton of new subscribers here as of late, thanks to a couple people in the VC. And it's, we're up to like 170 right now.
That's a good thing.
That's awesome, man. And we appreciate all our new folks tuning in. And, we've got some, man, they've even been sending us stuff, and we're going to talk a little bit about that coming up in so to speak, chip chat, so everybody's going to want to stay tuned.
Take a deep breath. Good God. You feel like you got to get all this stuff.
I'm trying to get the A block in before the first break. That's all I'm saying.
Before we get to weather.
Yeah, before we get to weather. I don't want weather to have to cut it short. Maybe we should start doing weather segments. I like weather.
You know?
Wait, is that an insider joke? What you got?
I went to school for weather.
You guys know about TV stations?
This guy studied meteorology.
Oh yeah, you know about.
I did study meteorology.
Photos.
Low altitude funnel goals. Okay, like I said, YouTube channel, new subscribers, very cool. Going to do a contest. Not going to do that. We hate to do this here on Grown Man Record Night, but this has been kind of a sad week here for the Grown Man Record Night family, all joking aside. If you've tuned into the program at all in the last many episodes, you've probably seen old Boxer Dog now running through the shot. That it was.
Get love during the show.
That was karma. She abruptly left us this week.
Yeah.
She's no longer with us, and it was a very sad situation. She was a good dog. She was a smart dog.
Yeah.
Real
But
smart.
the only way we know how to handle sad business, that's what we call that.
Friend of the program.
That's bad business. She's a friend of the program. That's bad business. That's sad business. The only way we know how to handle shit like that is we can, I don't know, man, I can go pull some records for you. You know what I mean? I know how to do that. So Steve and I have picked some of our favorite dog records to play, and some of them are stretching it, but some of them are still cool.
I had some real stretches. We didn't play those.
Yeah, but still, I tell you what. Why don't you run down some of the dog records you brought over here?
Let me see what we did. So you don't want to talk about what we played first tonight?
It doesn't matter. You mix it up.
We'll go ahead and talk about it.
Just dog records in general.
I was going to kick it off with Hound Dog, and everybody knows, of course, Elvis Presley. But we didn't play that. We did. No, we didn't. We played Chubby Checker's version.
We played Chubby Checker's
which
version.
is, Your Twist Party by Chubby Checker.
Oh, that's a great record.
Yeah, that's good times.
And I don't know what order we went in, but this is close to the order of the stuff that I brought.
Order Schmorder.
Here's a little something. This is a record I grew up with. This is the Archies.
Yeah.
Sugar, Sugar.
Oh, yeah, man.
We played, the song was called Hot Dog. And the cool thing about the Archies is it was Don Kirshner was behind the Monkees. He was the guy behind the Monkees. The Monkees were getting all uppity, like they wanted to play their own instruments, they wanted to record their own stuff. And they weren't very good. Michael Nesmith was probably pretty good, but the rest of them, and I shouldn't say that too much because we got Peter Tork's mom lives nearby.
That's true. She could be tuning in.
So Don Kirshner said, well, give me a rock band, a cartoon, and we'll just do that. We don't have to deal with that. So the Archies were born.
Yeah.
Then I think we might have run into a little Led Zeppelin.
Oh, Led Zeppelin 3. Okay. Is that 2 or 3?
I was just going to mention Black Dog, and you heard Black Dog.
And I played Black Dog. Black Dog was in
a Black Dog that crossed through Headley Grange when they were recording. But
I mine.
That was the one we played.
Yeah.
I was interested in playing Bronyer Stomp. Not everyone's favorite song, apparently, but it's one of my favorite songs. I love playing it. It's you tune to open G and you just kind of go to town on it. It's a lot of fun. It's we played Bronyer Stomp because it's actually about a dog. It's about Robert Plant's dog Strider, and who's a blue-eyed a merle dog, which is a type of
merle.
Yeah. So when you hear those words like merle, and ain't no
Merle Haggard
going to happen again. It's about a dog. It's not about a dog. We played some Driving and Crying, and I don't think everybody in the country knows Driving and Crying, but they're big in Asheville, they're big in Athens and Atlanta during the 80s and maybe into the 90s, but they kind of fell out. But I loved them, and we heard Wild Dog Moon on this album, Mystery Road.
That was good.
Yeah. We also played another from Athens, Georgia. We played B-52s.
So try and get some sleep out there.
It was a dreary downtown day.
Yeah.
The sky was charcoal gray. Yeah, so it's just a great song about dog Quiche Lorraine. And everybody knows Martha, My Dear is about Paul McCartney's dog.
Yeah,
Martha,
that's right.
Off the White Album. But my favorite is about a bulldog. It's called Hey Bulldog, and it's on the Yellow Submarine album, which I picked up a couple weeks ago. I was very happy to.
That was good, man.
That. And you also brought a couple dog songs.
Got some dog records. The one I refuse to play this tonight. It's just too damn sad. I don't care. I'm a tough man, but this is a pretty. I'm talking about Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Mr. Bojangles 45, and the B-side is the Uncle Charlie interview.
Oh yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, and I liked the song because it had some good guitar picking. I've always liked guitar picking, even as a very, very young child. And then they get to the part, the dog up and died. I'm just like, when I was 4 years old, I just like busted out first time I heard it. I asked my mom, I'm like, dog died? Dog died? And my mom's like, no, it's music. And I'm like, yeah, but they said the dog died.
Here's some cheese.
Yeah, here's some cheese. And then I ate the cheese and I shut up and then got real fat and I shit diabetes.
Okay.
There are these clumps of diabetes that they don't look like other people's bathrooms.
I must eat shit. So
yeah, I don't. You eat diabetes? Yeah. So anyhow, we're not playing the Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. That's
they played at Merlefest last year, by the way. Nitty Gritty.
Great band.
They were like featured.
I'm not playing that song
because they did an album called The Circle Be Unbroken, and in it they brought in a bunch of artists, and they brought in Doc Watson was one. This was in 1970 or 1971.
Yeah, he's
legendary
dead now.
album.
How about? I'll be honest. I'm not the biggest AC/DC fan.
I hate him.
Yeah, Cameraman hates them.
I like them.
I'm not a big fan, but Back in Black, a pretty
Bon Scott I prefer, but this album I grew up
pretty seminal classic rock album. I'll give it to them. They do their thing. You know what I mean? But we play.
I've actually walked out of establishments because they were playing.
You know what's funny about this? I never knew.
The song's over, and they come back inside.
Of course, you've seen this before. It's Back in Black. But what I never knew about this is, to me, it's giving the dog a bone. Giving the dog a bone.
Yeah.
It's apparently on here, and it's written given. Given.
I saw that. That
like,
seems funny.
I have given you this. I've given the dog a bone. I never thought it was giving the dog a bone. I thought it was giving.
Given.
But just given.
What about given as in like the
apostrophe I with the I? No, this is given. Given. Whatever.
Anyway, it's a dog record. Keep it moving. We're keeping it moving. Hey, I played a little Simon and Garfunkel. This is their greatest hits. The Boxer.
Is it a dog? No, but
it's not necessarily about a boxer dog, but it's called Boxer.
You can't help thinking about a boxer.
Yeah, so we played that.
I love that song.
That's a great song.
Why not? I really think his hair is hilarious in this.
Absolutely. He looks like Gallagher.
He's like, I'm losing my hair. Let's just wear hats and make our hair real long.
I think he's going to hit some watermelons.
He does look like Gallagher.
Watermelons. He's going to hit them with a mallet.
Oh, yeah.
Be careful. The first 3 rows is going to get watermelon seed all over their person.
Gallagher and Garfunkel.
Okay, let's keep it moving.
My mic's still where it used to be.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, we played a little. You can't go wrong here, man.
Never.
little George Clinton computer games. Fantastic record. It's got Atomic Dog on it, which most of you younger cats probably know for the Snoop Doggy Dogg. But Atomic Dog, great song.
And you're right. I think when the show started like 70 issues ago, you played a lot of funk.
Yeah, we've slacked off
away
on
from that because
Yeah.
there's so much we want to share and so much we want to get into that we're kind of exploring. But the funk is always in the back there. So it's always there.
So we followed that up with a new record for me, courtesy of the girlfriend, the repress of Mr. Bungle's first album, and we played Stub a Dub off of this, which is about a dog dying.
I'm not going to get up again.
Yeah, it's a fantastic record. I'm really
it kind of creeps me out a little bit.
It's creepy.
well, it's creepy, and it's Mr. Bungle. So
You say bunghole?
Bungle.
Mr. Bunghole.
You
Yes.
don't want to be like Mr. Bungle.
Yeah, and
Bungle is a character from the 60s.
Is that where they got the
50s.
name?
it was one of those educational videos.
He didn't wash his hands before he went to the cafeteria.
It's from the Prelinger
You wanna be like
Archives.
Mr. Bungle.
You don't want to be like Mr. Bungle.
Exactly.
Prelinger
That's-
Archives.
that's-
Those
The creepy
films.
thing is that clown looks like what's the serial killer?
Nightmare?
John Wayne Gacy.
John Wayne Gacy.
Yeah.
It creeps me out.
All right, moving along.
Don't like clowns.
Last thing we played was in the little dog segment is Radiohead's OK Computer, and of course this is going to be the last dog song we talk about.
Although I would still like to play some dog songs that I brought. That
Yeah,
we'll
we'll-
get into the set. Maybe later.
we'll play
after
some
people
others.
go to bed. We'll be playing, Pink Floyd Dogs. Or
Aside from Karma's favorite song, which was Karma Chameleon,
We looked for it, couldn't find it.
we look for it. We know
We went through at least 400 records.
me or Cameraman
Well,
has.
you should look on the ones that say,
Dog.
No.
Karma.
Me and Cameraman looked through the records. We couldn't find that Culture Club record, even though I know one of the two of us has
I'm
it.
pretty sure one of us.
Anyhow, so we may pull that up digitally and play it later, just in memorial. I mean, we don't normally do shit like that, but it's my show. Eat a D.
Do what the heck you want.
So, but other than that song, which we may play, the last thing on vinyl we're going to play for Karma is Karma Police from Radiohead's OK Computer.
Uh-oh.
Nearing recording limit, of course.
We did it again.
We did it again.
We did it again. We're supposed to stop down and then
So
start.
hang on
over
just a
before we
second
start.
before you do
So let's
that.
just talk gibberish.
No.
What's your
no,
favorite
Wait,
Olympic
grab the
sport?
Everybody raise your glass.
Now?
So, for Karma, ashes to ashes, dust to dust, and to the earth you shall return. So say we all.
So say we all. Work again.
Well,
Okay, so we're back recording.
This is that antique liquor we've been drinking.
This stuff is really old. Some stuff that
It was
Steve...
really good in a terrible way.
I got from a dear friend.
Hey, moving on to more positive message, I want to send a special shout out. I won my first vinyl community contest.
You did?
Trish Mullins had a contest for having 3 years on YouTube, so congratulations to Trish.
Yep.
She's a good friend of the program,
Yep.
and I love checking out her videos on her page and
They're great.
whatnot. And she had a 3-year anniversary contest that I entered. She was going to make her cousin a mix CD, right?
Okay.
And so she had some iTunes. She was going to dump some iTunes tracks on there to make a mix CD, and she wanted people to recommend the track. So I went a little bit out of the box. Actually, it's something we played earlier tonight, and I'll just go ahead and pull it out now for that reason. If I can find it, it's on here somewhere. I got it,
there
Steve.
it is.
I got it, Steve. I got it. I got it, Steve. I'm talking about Nectar. Remember the Future? Not the best Nectar album, but a great one. 74 on Passport
I
Records.
love this record.
I love it.
It's a concept album.
So I recommended the very first track on it, which is
It's
actually
weird. It's about like a blind man and a bluebird.
it's got some sort of
something.
concept to it. But let me see what's the first song called here? The track I recommended was "Remember the Future" Part 1, "Images of the Past," because it was a cousin she grew up with and hung out with, and I think that's kind of cool. "Remember the Future," "Images of the Past." That covers all bases.
I have trouble getting my mind around that.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's what I'm saying. That's out there. That's out there.
It's a good album, though. I like
It's
it.
a fantastic album. So this is the
I
one
think
that
Jonathan at Underdog introduced us to Nectar.
That's true. That's true. Back when he worked at Earshot,
He's like, yeah, this is not their best, but check it out.
it's still terrific.
It's still great.
But I tell you what. So I've got I won an iTunes gift card, and I've been really thinking about what I'm going to
Have
get.
you spent it yet?
I have not, and I'm thinking
Have you ever
about.
been to iTunes?
Yeah, absolutely,
It's a good store.
absolutely.
They have lots of products.
It's a good product.
You don't have to get You don't have to get music. You can get an app. You can get.
That's true. It's true. So
you can get a TV show.
I've been thinking about what I want to get with that card, and because it's interesting. Like things I have on vinyl, I'm like, no, I don't want to buy that on iTunes. And then there's other things that I'm like, well, if I really want that, like I could probably burn that off of Steve or Ron or whatever. And then there's other, but I'm trying to think of a record or something I can download that I don't have.
I'll tell you what you don't have that I went to iTunes and, well, we'll talk about it.
See there? That's what I'm saying. Actually, what I've got in mind, what I've got in mind that I think I may download as a front runner is a My Bloody Valentine album.
Okay.
I really like My Bloody Valentine, and I don't.
Are they on iTunes?
They are on iTunes.
Okay.
No, it's a different band than what you're thinking of. Think about it.
No.
It's different. So that's the front runner right now.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say. But
you could put a question out on the VC or on Junkies and say, hey,
I've also been interested.
We'll spend some money on iTunes. I have no idea what I want.
I've been really into like stoner metal.
Yeah.
Stoner rock, doom metal.
I'm at work and all I hear is like, gong, 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 gong.
Yeah.
I like it, but it puts you in a weird mood. You're
But
like,
actually, some of that stuff is like that.
yeah, I need to write that script. I'm gonna get around to doing that.
And that's in a certain genre. But also by listening to those channels on Pandora,
Yeah.
I've ran into bands like Pelican.
Yeah.
Terrific band, instrumental, post-rock,
What's
post-metal,
the electric?
and then the Russian Circles.
The Russian Circle.
Fantastic. Instrumental, post-rock, post-metal stuff, and I love instrumental stuff. But I've also realized some of the, the true like stoner rock, doom metal stuff like Electric Witch, and another band that's pointing toward that genre we're going to talk about coming up, at Sleep, Electric Wizard. Some of those bands, I've really been into that lately. I don't know, I've just been in a kick.
Androids dream of electric sheep.
It's interesting how you get on a kick, and you can get on like a Zappa kick, and like you want to wake up and eat breakfast and listen to Zappa, and you go to lunch and you want to listen to Zappa, and you're on the way home you want to listen to Zappa.
Yeah.
And then like 2 weeks later you're doing the same shit with like Brian Eno, and then 3 weeks later it's the Beatles. And then 2 weeks after that, it's like Boards of Canada, and but you can't get enough of whatever it is.
Yep.
Over the line.
I don't mind a little music.
A little music, a little recorder.
Constract.
Competing audio sources. That's your pet peeve. See there.
You played into your
Take
own
a lap.
pet peeve.
Take a lap. So anyhow, we appreciate Trish, and I look forward to spending my gift card, and that's so cool. That's so cool. And so I'm really racking my brain trying to figure out what to do. Also, do I have some records sitting right
Has
there?
your contest started yet?
No, it has not. Oh, there are records sitting right here that are mine.
These are mine.
What about the other ones?
There's a couple over there. One of them belongs to Carl.
Yeah? No, that's not it.
Your
I'm missing
records?
stuff.
I don't know.
I'm missing
what
stuff.
you played tonight?
I wanted to mention
You're not prepared?
that Sharky's Machine, the Laurie Anderson,
Oh, yeah.
because it was William Burroughs'
Well,
birthday.
we were going to say, we got a couple birthdays to celebrate. We haven't even celebrated one of them yet.
Yeah.
William Burroughs turned 100
You need a crate
two
record?
days ago. I think it was on Wednesday.
That would have been 100.
100 years old.
Wow.
He would be 100. And, I've got some Steely Dan I brought just for the occasion.
How come?
Well, if Naked Lunch
Oh,
is
yeah.
reference to a steam-powered
There's that Laurie Anderson.
device for women and some men
It's got William Burroughs on it.
called
Naked
Steely
Lunch.
Dan.
Steely Dan.
On the tail end of the psychedelic experience.
And we also played
That's
Laurie
against the wall.
Anderson earlier tonight.
That's against the wall.
This is
Not necessarily.
Mr. Heartbreak.
Yep. That's my uncle's
And
name.
we played it because on the back, the last song on this album is Sharky's Night. Mm-hmm. And it features Mr. William Burroughs.
Oh, yeah. Good
and some
stuff.
of his prose, shall we say.
Fantastic.
And, I think Adrian Belew is playing guitar licks on that as well. So just a great thing.
Also, Bob Marley's birthday yesterday.
69.
All day.
69, I think?
So we hadn't played this yet, but how about a little Exodus? And it's all,
I got two Bob Marley albums that I brought
Yeah, that's
This is my favorite though. Exodus is my favorite.
mine's not in the best of shape. I wish I had a better copy.
I got.
But there's a few songs that play fairly well, I have to say.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Steve? Are you looking in your bag?
I was
Steve's
going to
looking
say
in his
I had
record
a couple
bag.
Bob Marley. I didn't know we were going to talk about Bob Marley.
Well, you should have known about
Well, I
it.
should have known. This is Reggae Revolution Volume 1.
When did you get this?
German pressing. It's Bob Marley and the Wailers, and I don't know really any of these songs on here.
We hadn't heard that yet.
Well, I don't think we have heard that
When did you
yet.
get that? Does that have out?
You're holding out.
I've got some stuff.
Yeah.
And this is the Wailers. This doesn't say Bob Marley and the Wailers. This is the Wailers album that I Shot the Sheriff
Tell it
was
on the
on.
mountain.
This is a reissue, I believe.
Go tell it on the mountain.
I've had it for a while. I might have a scratch on it, but I love this album. And I don't think I've listened to that album. To be
No,
honest with
we
you.
got to get into that, man. For real.
Okay.
For
okay.
real. Does that have I Need a Hammer on it? That one doesn't. I know. Look at that one.
If I
No.
had a hammer,
No.
I need a hammer, a hammer, a hammer, a hammer to hammer them
Hey,
down.
you want to talk about what we played earlier?
Hang
'Cause
on.
I got
One more birthday I want to mention
Hold
real
on.
fast.
You got another birthday?
Hang on. One more birthday I want to mention before we get going. And it's funny because I almost picked this record up today, and all the heads out there are going to tell me, you mugfugger, you should have. We're talking about Jay Dilla, one of my favorite hip-hop producers ever. And my local shop, Underdog, they had Donuts for like $15. Double LP reissue. Should have bought it probably. But I spent about 20 today, and I'm like, yeah, that's going to be enough. I spent a lot of money in January on records.
Yeah. You
And I know there's a record show coming up. I'm probably going to put a little money aside for that.
We're excited about that.
We're excited about that. So we want to mention Jay
You know
Dilla.
something we should also mention is you discovered another really cool record store in
There's a
this
place
area.
downtown Winston-Salem called Reanimators.
Yeah.
Reanimators.
We haven't been there yet.
But they sell like records, and they sell beer, and there's toys and
They might be playing D&D in there.
comics. There's D&D.
Somebody might be playing a banjo.
They barbecue things.
Kind of a cool thing. Fridays they have barbecue.
Classic video games.
So that's a pretty cool idea. I don't know. I hope it survives. It's hard to if you don't focus your attention, it's hard to make that work. But if you can make it work.
Let's not blow our wad yet. We've not visited. We're going to go check it out. We're going to let you know what it looks like. Maybe we'll take a camera.
In fact, I suggested we do a segment about because I want to show everybody this is a pretty cool place for records because there's a lot of cool places around this area.
That's true.
And we should feature.
We should take some cameras out and see what happens.
Maybe they'll give us free records.
All right, so let's jive on some. Oh man, I didn't pull my Beatles record out, but you played a Beatles earlier. I wanted to mention this is the anniversary of the Beatles landed in America.
Yeah.
Coming
We
in.
talked a lot about the Beatles last week because it was my birthday, and
yeah.
that kicked me off on this 1964 kick. And 1964 was the year that they came. It was February 7th that they landed, or 8th that they.
I read an article today about them coming over on the plane, and like they didn't really know for sure what the deal was going to be.
Right.
And they were like, oh, kind of nervous, like anticipation. And when they were like getting close to the airport, the pilots told them over the air the intercom thing, we're like, hey fellas, we're hearing there's a whole lot of people there waiting on you guys. And then it was just like, oh, for real? And then they started, and they get there, and it was like pretty bananas.
It was bananas. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. So it's a cool story.
You know, the weird thing, I don't know if you realize it, but in 1964, the Beatles put out like 10 albums.
That's craziness.
Including interview discs and all kinds of weird things, but
Yeah.
like 10
they were
releases. 10 releases.
be all end all.
In 65, they put out another like 8. I don't know how many it was.
That's
but,
crazy.
So by the end of 65 or 66, you had at one point in 64, I think it was, there were like the top 6 songs in the charts were all Beatles songs. It was just like that's what Beatlemania was. That's why you don't understand it. If you didn't live through that, I didn't live through that. I was too young. But,
You was just a baby.
yeah, but that's what it was all about.
All right, let's run through the other shit that we played today. Hey, I tried to pull this out last week for our damn Super Bowl Seattle versus Denver baloney, and I couldn't find this record to save my damn life. I went through. It should be in the jazz section. I'll go through the jazz section.
It was meant
Oh,
to be. It was meant to be played tonight.
I'll go in the rock section. I'll check in the rock. I couldn't find it anywhere, and then I found it tonight. Jimmy Rolls and the Peacocks. Stan Getz presents, and I bought this on cover alone. I mean, look, it's got this. It looks like. Speaking of whatchamacallit, the Beatles' Yellow Submarine.
Yeah, it's got the same.
It's got the same kind of art as the Yellow
I
Submarine.
would call that pop art.
Yeah. Hey, I also played my 180-gram reissue of Ornette Coleman, The Shape of Jazz to Come. Picked this up for $10, which is a song for this damn, this good of a pressing, this good of a record. $10 for a brand new record. Oh, what a song, man! It's for you got it for a song. $10 ain't nothing for that record.
For a 180 gram, that's great.
Oh, bad. How about a little 45 maxi single from Frankie Goes to Hollywood, Two Tribes? Pick this up for a couple bucks. Look at the that's appropriate for given the Olympics right now and us versus Russia. You see the gentleman doing the butt
We're gonna
dance
beat
there.
them,
You see the butt dance
And
on
that
there?
he's gay. You mean, are you talking about the gay thing?
No
in
gay.
Russia?
No, gays are illegal.
that's
Sochi
right.
has no gay people.
No, the
There's
gay.
no such thing as gay.
No, the
in
gays are
Sochi.
illegal in Russia. You can't do that.
And so are divisions between toilets.
Have we also played Got This for Christmas? Tool. Oh, baby. This is Tool Undertow, our reissue that sounds phenomenal. Double LP. Yeah, Steve brought some tapes over.
Look what I brought.
He's got the Tool original
Tool album.
OG Tool cassette.
Cool cassette.
Steve's got the White Album on cassette here. Sid Barrett.
I don't normally bring cassettes, but you guys have been talking
Just
about.
hold that up for just
You
a
guys have
second.
been talking about cassettes.
Just a little bit.
And I was like, well, I've got some cassettes.
just a little bit.
I never got rid of them.
Yeah.
So we got, what we got here? We got REM's Chronic Town, which was recorded in Winston-Salem.
Yeah.
Then we got Pylon, another Athens band called Gyrate, and Pylon was big. The B-52s kind of took them around, and they toured for a few years and then kind of quit. But they were really influential early Athens band. Then we have the White Album discs, or I should say cassettes 1 and 2.
Cassettes.
Sid Barrett, The Madcap Laughs, which I think was his second album. He put out 2 solo albums after he fell apart.
Yeah, he did.
While he was falling apart.
Did he
But
think
this
he
is
was
interesting.
the thing in orange juice?
This is a Beatles cassette. It's just a single that came out. It's called Free as a Bird. There was that when John had recorded some solo stuff, demo stuff. They made songs out of it for the show for ABC anthology.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's a little. Then of course Tool. We saw that. And the last one I brought over is a funk compilation. It's called Funk Classics of the '80s.
Oh yeah,
It's got some really great songs on it.
that's cool.
Hey.
I tell you what, that's a great way.
Tapes sound so much better than we thought they did.
Some of
They
them.
sound great.
It
Some of them.
depends on the
Top
the
Gun
tape.
sounds awful. If
It's-
you have a copy of
it's-
Top Gun,
it's
it
kind-
will sound awful.
They're kind of like records with pressings, and certain pressings sound like shit compared to others.
Sure.
That OG Alice in Chains cassette that you have sounds
that-
phenomenal.
How's our record doing?
first
Our record's been playing a long time. It's good.
It's playing. Things are happening. I tell you what, this is a great way for us to start off this week's edition. Even though we've been talking about a lot of different records this week, we're going to do a real version of Dig of the Week.
A real version.
A real version.
What's that mean?
We're talking about digs of this week.
How do you define?
You bring some records too?
I just brought 2.
Okay. I've got a small stack
For
too,
my
so
dig
that'll
of the
work.
week, I only brought
That'll
2.
work.
So I'm not.
Hey,
gonna,
that'll work.
I'm not, oh no!
Hey.
I brought.
Hey,
I've actually brought 4.
hey, that'll work. So we're doing a dig of the week.
Okay.
Steve's digging for his records.
I'm with it.
You got
I'm
it?
digging right now.
All right.
Dig this.
Okay. Dig it out. Pull it forward.
Dig on, brother.
Dig
on.
it out. Dig it backwards.
I'll talk about that.
Okay. Talk about it. You gonna talk about
You
that
want to
record?
start talking about what?
No, I'm waiting on you.
Okay.
No.
You waiting on me?
No.
Nobody's waiting on me. I'm ready. I've been ready. I was born that way.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. What you got, man? What you find?
Well, briefly, I got a little 5 things to talk about here.
Okay. You said 2 earlier.
Yeah.
You made things up.
I ran into a couple of ZZ Top records that
Oh,
I really
yes.
wanted to have back.
Some of the older joints?
Some of the older joints.
Yeah.
The pre-eliminators. So this is Tejas.
Yeah, baby.
A
That's
wonderful,
a great record.
Wonderful record. It's
Tejas
got,
is phenomenal. And you've been kind of looking for Tejas, right?
yeah, it's one of those I was
Yeah.
kind of had my feelers out for.
Is that your favorite ZZ Top? Tejas?
No, I think Tres Hombres.
You think Tres Hombres?
Tres Hombres might be my favorite. There's some good stuff on here though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Tres Hombres is probably
My favorite album on this, my favorite song on this album is Arrested for Driving.
Grenade.
Arrested for Driving While Blind.
Hell yeah.
A great song.
I've been accused of that. That's why I'm wearing these Stevie Wonder
ZZ
glasses.
This one I was really impressed with because I thought, oh, this is a live album, but it's great. They just play this wonderful jam on the first side. However, the kicker, the second side, is not a live album. It's got some great songs on it. Blue Jean Blues is on here. And Tush.
Yeah!
Heard it on the X.
That's what I'm talking about.
This is Fandango by us on London Records. ZZ Top.
That's good time business.
Okay. Then I hit another store. This one, you actually probably deserve to have this one.
Oh,
but
Jesus.
You passed on it. And
then it snowed.
You came back and talked about it.
Yeah.
And it snowed, and you never went back over there.
I had the girlfriend going to pick it up.
Machine, and it was weird. Why don't you tell us about this record? Because you had to do some research.
Yeah, I did. My problem with this record was when I was in the store, I was like, first of all, I was like, oh shit, Soft Machine, right? Like any digger would. And so I looked it up, and it was like 1980, and I'm like, oh, did they come back later and release some bullshit in the 80s?
It's a weird cover.
And it looks like an 80s cover, so I'm like,
cheesy.
I bet they have one member and they came back and released some bullshit. And then I looked it up, couldn't find a whole lot about it. And heard a sample of it, though. It showed up on my iCrates app.
Yeah.
I did a little sample, and I'm like, oh, I don't know if I dig that or not.
Right, you're kind of, that was kind of slow as piano.
And I was already pretty hefty on my records.
It's the
records
first song
I was going to talk about. I haven't even talked about those records up there. I'll do them next week. But I was already kind of over my record budget for the evening, so I'm just like, whatever. And so I kind of put it back. And once I got home and then got back to work, I did my research on that record, found out it's from a record in '72 called...
Demos or something?
No, it's got a name. I can't remember what the name is. But apparently there was like a bazillion releases under a bazillion different names by a bazillion different labels. And everybody's got one that's the same shit, but it's released under a different label. The cover's different. So the label's different. Everything's different.
So it's real early stuff, though.
But come to find out, what it actually is the 1967 demos.
Oh, man.
Which are pretty damn good.
The album's great.
Yeah, and because of the pressing down the line, it's not worth a bunch of money.
It's not the Soft Machine you're used to. It's more psych rock. It's total like...
It's more psych, less jazzy.
A little more like Can, and it's very, it's very cool.
It was good.
Another record on the same day that I picked up is Weather Report's first album. It's called... What is it called? Well, it's just self-titled, I believe. And it's got some great songs like Milky Way.
But you said, was this in less shape than you thought it was going to be in?
Yeah, it needs a good deep cleaning, I think. Okay. I think it's going to be okay. I got to get committed to doing some deep cleaning. And this is one that I really want to clean up. I just discovered on the way over here that I actually have it on my iPod.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that at some point in time I had downloaded it. And it's fantastic. It's fantastic. And because I discovered Wayne Shorter was one of the co-founders, I was digging in a Goodwill today, this afternoon, and came across a Wayne Shorter solo album from '87 called Phantom Navigator.
Yeah.
So I picked that up.
Yeah.
He's amazing, and the stuff he's playing. He's a soprano sax player, unlike any other. Kenny G should just quit playing when you hear something like this. But it's really good stuff. But it's just '87. It's not. The instrumentation's cheesy. The drums sound like, Kenny Loggins' Danger Zone.
Yeah, the little clip you played for me sounded a little bit like Danger Zone.
Exactly,
I'll be honest.
Exactly. No, but his playing is phenomenal throughout this. So it's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
need to go to graphic?
No. What's going on there? We got. All right. So I'll tell you what. Is that all the records you got?
That's all I brought.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I actually went out to the store today, picked up 3 records.
Okay.
That's a little less than I normally do for a dig of the week. But I've been spending a lot of money on records, so I backed off just a little bit. But I did do a big ticket item. We're going to talk about that coming up. So can't pass on a little Canned Heat. This is Canned Heat Collage. This is from 1970. It's one of the first Canned Heat compilations. I've not put this on the platter yet. I believe it's got some live tracks actually from Woodstock on there, as well as some standard studio tracks. I'm not really sure. This is a very good copy. $3. I really dig Canned Heat blues rock. It's blues rock at its core.
Have you listened to it?
I've not put it on the table. I've not even previewed it. But I tell you what, to me, a band like Canned Heat or Hot Tuna kind of defines the genre of blues rock to me.
10 years after.
10 years after. I would say 10 years after is more blues psych.
Okay.
They've got that psych element to it, but I don't think this has as much.
Right.
This is more raw blues with a little just rock and roll, little.
What's the way to get too psyche with a harmonica?
That's true. So I'm excited to hear this.
John Mayo.
Moving it right along. I was so stoked.
That's my line.
Moving right along. I was so stoked to see this in my local store, Underdog, today. Praxis. Now this is Praxis. It's called Praxis. It's also called Praxis since 1984.
You ran out of practice.
Yeah, Praxis. And if you're not familiar with Praxis, this is produced by Bill Laswell. Now, have you gone to a dig of the week? Yeah. Okay.
At some point.
Yeah. That's what I thought. You did that motion.
Are you ready to
Do another graphic? No.
Don't
No.
go anywhere.
Nope. Praxis, if you're not familiar with them, the Praxis that I know, and actually this is Bill Laswell, so I know if it's Bill Laswell, I'm buying anything with Bill Laswell's name on it, which has bitten me before, but it's also served to my favor before with some of the material, the group material. But I will say the Praxis that I know, some of the later stuff, very critically acclaimed, which includes Buckethead on guitar, Bernie Worrell on keys, Brain on drums, Bill Laswell plays some bass. And it's very virtuoso, rock, metal, fusion, experimental. This is the first thing Bill Laswell did under the Praxis name. It's on the Celluloid label. It's considered a 12-inch.
Did I show this already?
This would be in the style of electro. This is like early electro hip-hop kind of stuff. 1984, also known simply as Praxis. It was among Bill Laswell's earliest experiments with electronica and techno music. I'm getting this all shit from Wikipedia. Re-released on CD in '97. Now, Praxis is a major project that went over numerous years. We're talking like people like Bootsy Collins on bass. I'm just kind of zooming through. Mick Harris. Mick Harris, which is from Painkiller.
Production.
Yes, Mick Harris from Painkiller. He was on drums. Invisible Scratch Pickles have been on turntables. Let's see, Mike Patton on vocals. Come on, baby. Iggy Pop on vocals. Surge on vocals from System of a Down. It's been a who's who. It's been a very major project. I didn't really know when I picked this up, to be honest, that this was going to be more like electro hip-hop stuff, and it's considered a 12-inch. I just know that it's the first time I saw Praxis out in the wild, and it had $3 on it. So I'm buying it, baby. I'm buying it. And I've not put it on yet, but even if it's the experimental, weird Laswell hip-hop, because Laswell has done a lot of like dub records.
Yep.
Kind of techno dub kind of sounding stuff, and it's good. It's not like Praxis where Buckethead's on there just. It's cool in a different way, but I know Laswell has a certain sensibility about himself to where any record that he does is probably going to be pretty damn good. I'm just taking a stab in the dark here, but I'm certain that it's going to be good, and I'm going to follow up. I'm going to finish this dig of the week off with my big ticket item. And I don't normally buy a lot of big ticket stuff, and for a lot of people this may be, oh bullshit, that's not big ticket. For me, and as much digging as I do, this is kind of big ticket. And I'm going to pull this card out of here so we can see this baloney. But it's a band called ISIS. If you're not familiar with ISIS, it's stoner rock, doom metal, whatever you want to call it. And the dude told me, like, man, this is the hot shit in the shop right now, because I was talking about a Sleep record that was up there. I actually ran across an Electric Wizard record up there on some orange vinyl, and it was like $25, and I was like, that's a little beefy for me right now. I'd rather pick up a few records instead of doing that. But he said, the real shit is the ISIS EP we got in. So let's talk about this. This is ISIS. If you're not familiar with ISIS, it's a LA-based post-metal band. They're founded in Boston, career spanning from '97 to 2010. The sound pioneered by the likes of Neuroses and Godflesh, creating heavy music consisting of lengthy songs.
The skatefold.
Yeah, it's like a vertical gatefold. Is that what you would call that? Bi-gatefold, the double Wilson gatefold. I don't know, guys. I drink a lot. I'll be honest with you. But it's really cool looking. Turner, the guy in the band, cites Swans, the Melvins, Tool, Godflesh, and Neuroses as its influences to the ISIS sound. Now, this Red Sea EP, which is what this is, it's an expansion of the sound pioneered on their previous release. Basically, what this is one that was recorded in, it includes tracks from 98, 99. This particular version was released in 2006. This particular color variant is limited to 450. There were 2,500, I think. Yeah, 2,500 total pressings of this EP. There were only 450 of this clear vinyl produced. So I'm really stoked to have this. ISIS is a cool band. They ended up on Ipecac, Mike Patton's label, toward the end of their career. I know them. I know that the new stuff, if you're familiar with the band The Palms, I think it's just Palms. It's ISIS and basically Chino from the Deftones singing. And that's a fantastic record. And from that, I looked up some ISIS, and I was really excited about ISIS.
You going to play that after the show?
Yeah, we're going to play this coming up. Oh. I'm real excited to hear this. I've been on such a kick of that genre for a little while, and to get something on a limited edition like vinyl like that is gonna just blow me away. It's gonna blow me away. So I'll tell you what, that concludes this particular edition of Dig of the Week. Now, what we're going to do tonight, as we conclude this edition of Dig of the Week, and all these cool records that we picked up this week, is we're going to go right into a good old-fashioned, so to speak, because I've done so much yip-yapping of my jaw that I need to talk about some sodas. Now, we got a couple of sodas in the refrigerator over there.
Oh, yeah.
Been chilling down.
Get those.
No, if we get the sodas that have been chilling in the refrigerator.
You've been chilling.
Now, I tell you what, this is a special, so to speak, because like I mentioned, we've had some new YouTube subscribers, right?
Yep.
And this one new cat, he has a screen name of Herkimer1. I believe it's Jason.
Herkimer.
He's from Michigan.
Yep.
And he was like, this is, I think Dr. Deadwax kind of sent the cat over, which is cool. That's fantastic. And he saw our stuff and he was like, hey man, if you'll send me your address, I'll send you some ginger ale and some barbecue chips from up where I live. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I mean, that'd be super duper cool.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it be? And son of a gun, the mug came through. Really? I got 2 boxes in the mail this week.
2 boxes?
2 boxes from this cat.
Wow.
Up in Michigan. I believe his name's Jason. I couldn't be damn happier. This is fantastic. Now, what this is a Werner's, the original ginger soda. Now, let me just hip everybody to a little bit. This actually, from doing a little research on this has a fantastically cool story to this brand. Werner's is a ginger-flavored soft drink and the oldest surviving ginger ale brand in the United States. It was created in 1866 by James Werner, a Detroit pharmacist. Go Tigers, right? I'm a Cubs fan, but go Tigers. I'm sympathetic. I know things.
Well, I like the Tigers.
Sure. They got a cool...
Sparky Anderson went there and won a championship for
as a Reds fan.
I'm a Reds fan.
Okay.
I'm drawn to the Tigers.
So, okay, here's the formula, legend, and reality. And pardon me for reading from this, but this is a cool story. I don't want to leave anything out. According to the company legend, prior to the start of the American Civil War, this is Civil War, while a clerk at the Higsby and Dern's drugstore in Detroit, James Werner experimented with flavors in an attempt to duplicate a popular ginger ale imported from Dublin, Ireland. Now, when Werner was called off to serve in the war, He stored the syrup base of 19 ingredients, including ginger, vanilla, and other natural flavorings in an oaken cask. An oaken cask. That sounds official. Stand by. Werner joined the 4th Michigan Cavalry, represent you fellows up in Michigan, on August 4th, even though that's the North.
They done and kicked our ass.
They kicked it. Well, all right, we'll move on. On August 14th, 1862, as a hospital steward, he was promoted to 2nd lieutenant, discharged on July 1st, 1865. Okay, here's the crux of the story here.
Yeah, get to it.
After returning from battle 4 years later,
Came home.
he opened the keg.
What keg? They had syrup in it?
There's syrup in it, yeah. And found the drink inside has been changed by the aging process in the wood.
In the oak-aged barrel.
You got it, just like bourbon. Just like bourbon, baby, just like bourbon. It was like nothing else he had ever tasted, and purportedly declared it deliciously different, unquote, which remains the drink's motto today.
You know what makes Scotch Scotch, right?
Yeah.
They import oak barrels from Kentucky.
But they can reuse their barrels.
Right.
In America, we have to use new barrels every time.
Right.
Which, by them using the barrels over and over and over and over and over and over and over, it's like an iron skillet. Their oak barrels are like iron skillets.
Iron skillet, the restaurant.
Yeah, you can't make. You should
No.
make cornbread without an iron skillet.
But you know, once you keep seasoning it, it develops its own flavor, and
It gets that dark.
whiskey's the same way.
Yeah.
But in America, you can't do that.
Back to Verner's.
Scotch.
It's also diet. He also said diet Verners, so I appreciate that.
He sent a few regular Verners, sent a few diet Verners, and we're going to try these
Try
mugs
this.
right now. I've never had one of these. I've heard that some of the people in the studio have said, "Oh yeah, I've had these like out in different states and whatnot." That's different.
It's different. They said vanilla was in there, right?
Yeah, and you know, if you notice, it says ginger soda, not ginger ale.
Okay.
It tastes like a cross between ginger
cream
ale
soda.
and a cream soda.
A cream soda and a ginger ale.
That's good.
Now I've seen Verners in Atlanta. I've never bought it
Yeah.
because I just didn't know whether we covered it and where we were with it. We covered Blinum's. Blinum's is a regional soda from
hot ginger ale.
South Carolina that we should send up to Michigan.
Yeah, we should send it. Hey,
think
Jason,
about-
we're going to send you some Blinums, baby.
Yeah.
Whenever we get some of
See
that.
what you think about
Yeah,
that.
man.
The-
That's
either the-
different.
Well,
That's good, man.
Even if you send the regular, not the hot.
One of each.
One of each.
This is good stuff, though. That's a good soda.
I do love a good ginger ale.
It's in the middle. That's half ginger ale, half cream soda, from my opinion. Which to me is
and I like them both.
damn straight. Oh, wow. I'll tell you what, one more thing I'm going to do in this edition of So to Speak is I'm going to do a little serving suggestion. And we don't normally do a serving suggestion on So to Speak, but this could be one that could change your damn life. It could change your damn life. So what we're going to do is,
You can do it with the ginger ale?
I'm going to do it with the ginger ale. Let me give you one.
Let's try the Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah. See, what I have here these are the Dr. Pepper, Orange Crush, and Hawaiian Punch. Kind of like Twizzler candies, courtesy of Abigail. And I kind of hipped Abigail to a little secret of mine. We were at a movie theater one day, and I said, hey, the thing to do is get especially at a movie theater. It's perfect for a movie theater. Get you a big old Sprite drink, you know? Get you a big old Sprite. And get you a bag of Twizzler candies, right? And you take and you bite the ends off your Twizzler candies and stick it in your Sprite drink, and it's a GD straw, Steve. You slurp straws? Bite the end off.
Well, I'm doing that.
Both ends.
It doesn't work.
I don't know.
You gotta like,
Oh, these are kind of.
You gotta work
These
it?
are squeezier.
You gotta roll it like a booger or something?
Yeah, I think these are kind of flat. I don't think it'll work. These ain't gonna work. But that's the idea. You get the idea. Take you a Twizzler type candy, dunk it into your favorite soda. Sprite is my favorite for doing this. Let's see if it works. No, it's too gummy. That's all right. But you get the idea. And it tastes good dipped in there. Seriously. Next time your local movie theater,
I'm definitely gonna try that.
Twizzlers, Because the Twizzlers are nice and hollow, and they're bigger than these. These taste good, but these are bigger. Twizzlers are bigger. Stick it in your Sprite, slurp it up like a straw. It'll change your GD life.
What's the second straw you talked about on the show?
It's true.
You did
Hey,
the
look.
straw with the Dinamita.
That's true, the Dinamita straw. Let's wrap up this edition of So to Speak. And what we're going to do, we're going to go right into
Wow.
an edition of Chip Chat.
Chip Chat.
I'll tell you what, let's also bring in that dip Steve brought, as well as some tortilla chips.
Can we heat that up?
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
We'll get the general vicinity.
Nah, just heat it up. It'll take a minute and a half. You won't be there by then.
Are we going to conclude with that? You're assuming
Yeah.
we're going to conclude with that.
We should.
Okay. All right.
We should heat it up.
Steve said,
Like a minute and a half.
not in this microwave. I've got a thermonuclear microwave. It'll blow your mind.
Really?
Oh, dude.
Well, I've seen you put matches in there before.
Yeah,
and
we-
the shit turned like green.
We do crazy shit once the show goes. Yeah.
All right.
Once the show goes dark.
Here we are.
Okay. So for this edition of Chip Chat, I tell you what, we're going to highlight
Yeah.
a chip.
Go back to Michigan?
Let's go back to Michigan.
Go back to Michigan.
Now,
Are we talking about the thumb? Or the other
Thumb?
the other part of Michigan? How they refer to it? Is the lower
Upper Peninsula?
and the upper?
I don't know.
I don't know.
So-
sorry, I don't know in Michigan.
Jason also mentioned, let me give his username out again. Herkimer1. That's Hurkamur. I should put it up on the screen. Maybe I'll do it on the YouTube thing because I appreciate him so much. He said that he's got these chips up his way in Michigan called Better Made Special Barbecue.
Okay.
And, you know, there's a bazillion different barbecue chips. But for a cat to come straight forward and be like, yeah, you got to try these barbecue chips.
For a cat that sends you a box.
Yeah, that means these and he sent us a
serious.
shit ton of these chips. Look at this, folks. Man, we appreciate you, man. How cool is that? We appreciate you.
I get my own bag.
Yeah, everybody can get a bag if they want.
I get my own
That's legit. That's legit. So let's try out these barbecue chips. We know about barbecue chips, so let's try them out.
This is
Oh, those are good.
Salvatore Cipriano. Salvatore Cipriano is the founder of this company.
No, Cross Morsi.
Dude, he's a CEO then. Sorry, not founder.
This is 1930 I'm talking about.
Okay, I'm talking about right now.
Mr. Morrissey had a vision to open a potato chip factory in the heart of Detroit, Michigan. The building is located on the east side of Detroit, just a stone's throw from Belle Isle as well as downtown.
The cool thing, you know,
They're tangy.
We can't get these around here. This is
No, we can't get these, and this is
the
so
first
cool.
chip other than Atlanta that we've got.
This is so cool. He teamed up with Peter Cipriano. Together, these two men became a business that has survived 20 years short of a century. 8 years to be exact. Let's see. Yeah,
in Detroit.
Yeah, they came up with a way of like
we
frying potatoes.
We've across some bands and music that we love from Detroit, including Dennis Coffey,
yeah,
Rodriguez,
yeah,
Death.
Lots from Detroit, man. Lots of Michigan, except when Notre Dame's playing them. What? Those are good. That's a damn good barbecue chip.
It's like a great classic barbecue chip.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
But on another level.
It takes me back to like at the military base on 4th of July with my parents having hot dogs and chips.
The problem with like generic chips,
tomatoey than we would be used to. Which
tangy.
Is good.
Seems to be
Yes,
more vinegary.
I love it.
I prefer actually generic store brand barbecue chips. The problem with those is consistency in bag to bag to bag. This bag tastes like it's going to be like this all the time.
There's almost like a crab chip in there.
I
You know what I'm saying? That-
I hear you. 10-4, good buddy. I hear you on down the line there, Steve. Making noise about it. I hear you. So I'll tell you what. If you watched the program last week, you know for our Super Bowl special, Steve Fever brought over some big game special. Steve Fever brought over some ghost pepper salsa. It was a little too much.
I wasn't trying to blow everybody away,
Yeah, but
but I've never had. I've had habanero, and I love it.
people used the restroom right on the set.
Yeah.
There was some restroom
There was
using.
crying. There was crying on the set.
There was. So what you did was, what you mixed a block
But
of cheese
hell,
with
that
this.
was like a tongue. Not even just touch it to your.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Anyway, it was hot, but it was. I mean, 2 days later, I was shooting fire.
Sure.
But I decided to take it home and do a little work on it.
So what did you do here?
So we took a hunk of Velveeta, or a cheese food product like Velveeta,
Uh-huh.
and we mixed that. I didn't put the whole jar in there. I put maybe not even half the jar.
Yeah.
But it's a queso. It's a cheese dip.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pour it on the floor, so I don't want to pour it out. But I also added a can of crushed pineapple.
Oh, there you go. That's the difference right
Because
there.
I needed to give it a little sweet, because there was no low end to this heat. It was all high end heat, and I think it kind of turned out pretty damn good.
I tell you, folks, is it still hot? Yes. Is it like make you throw up hot like last week? No. It's a good dip, Steve. It's two tokes over the line hot. You know what I mean? Is it for wussies? No. Is it for wussies plus one? No. Is it for wussies plus two? You can bear it. It's a wussy plus two forward type dip.
It's nuclear.
You know what I mean?
It's a good dip with a good cold beer.
Good cold beer dip. That's right. And especially if I owned a bar, because it'd make you drink a whole lot of beer. And I'll tell you what, we'll mention one more chip this evening on Chip Chat. I don't know why, because this is ridiculous. We're doing this chip now.
Because you can't wait to get to it. That's why.
That's true. That's true. Or should we do the Uncle Ray's instead of these?
No.
Okay. So this is our good friend Trisha Bailey, Sweet Tea, has hooked us up with a Hawaiian brand kettle style potato chip, and this flavor is habanero, mango habanero. Let's look at this.
Which is always two great flavors to go together. Mango habanero, you can't go wrong, in my opinion.
I'll tell you what now, that's a good quality bag. The construction of this bag,
I love the color.
the color is cool. The hula girl on the front with her titty balls hanging out, that's pretty cool. The material,
Okay.
it seems like a quality
I
material.
just want to keep it as a pillow.
I kind of do. I'm spitting out things like a toddler. But it's a good construction. I'm scared. I'm dilly-dallying time because this has got me kind of burning a little bit.
You already got some heat going.
And we already got
Not
some,
even tasted.
I don't know. But we got, this is,
Did you clean your palate?
I cleaned my palate with some of this Verner's.
Okay.
Yeah. Is it? Yeah, it's a good time. Oh, this looks like a good kettle chip. Mmm. That is different. That almost has a banana chip type quality to it, with a little bit of burn to it. You taste that? It's like those damn banana chips almost.
You mean the plantain?
Yeah, or the plantains.
The consistency is a little plantainish.
It's weird. Oh, there comes the heat. Oh, wow. Way on the back end.
Yeah.
Like, swallowed it, 15-second count.
Like not until
burn.
not until you get into your car at the parking lot. It's like, oh.
Yeah, wait. You wait for it. It's actually pretty comical how late it hits you. Just do one. Just do one. One and
I had a
wait.
lot of that.
Yeah, okay. Well, one and wait.
Okay.
Time it down.
I don't know. This heat here
It comes late.
kind of commands the other heat.
That's a different kind of chip. That's very unique. That's very cool. I think Trisha picked that up at the World Market.
What's the brand?
Hawaiian? Is that the actual brand name? Hawaiian
It's hot.
Mango Habanero. I like a good habanero.
I love a good habanero.
It's real tasty.
Yeah. Okay, let's wrap up this edition of Chip Chat. We've had a good Grown Man record night this evening all the way around.
Ah.
A lot of great records. A lot of great topical records. A lot of great new records.
I think there's a lot of great records to come too.
A lot of great records to come too. Even though we're,
Yeah.
it's been a sad evening.
Yeah.
It's been a sad night.
There's some heat.
But
How about
the way to fix sad business is with good old music business. And Fuck it, man. Let's go bowling.
Hey, you know, in honor of the Olympics, I brought my Soviet funk record.
Oh yeah, Russia's
apparently. Who bought a copy? Elijah Wood.
Elijah Wood on his Amoeba Records.
He's like, oh!
What's in your bag segment.
I was so happy to learn the Soviet. They were in this funk scene back in the '70s. Well, I got bad
fake.
news for Elijah Wood. This is fake.
Fake.
It's all a hoax.
You're fake, just
It's-
like your life, Elijah.
The bottom
Wood.
line is, it's still a great funk record, and I'm sure Volume 2 is
I
probably a
don't
great
mean that.
funk
I
record.
bet he's a good.
Oh, the
gentleman.
heat!
I bet he's a good
The heat
gentleman.
just hit me.
Yeah, you're gonna throw up.
No, I'm not.
All right, everybody. Hey, thanks for joining us for Grown Man Record Night. Big ups to everybody that's joining us and joining us on the Ustream, on the YouTube. Man, hit us up. Let us know what's going on. We're sorry Karma's gone, but man, we keep on keeping on. That's the name of the game.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you for the chips and soda.
yeah, chips and soda, man. Jason, Michigan, and all them cats up there watching. That's big time business. Okay, we're wrapping it up. For
I
cameraman,
can't say that I will pull for Michigan over Indiana because I'm a big Indiana fan.
well, don't start.
We still appreciate it.
Don't start no mess now.
I ain't starting
You
nothing.
starting mess. All right. For cameraman and Steve Fever, I'm Mikey Bananas. Thanks for joining us on Grown Man Record Night. We'll see you next time, next week, 8:30 right here on Ustream.
Where we will have a weatherman.
We'll have a weatherman. We'll have a segment. We'll see you next time, Grown Man Record Night.
National weather.